Hello everyone, this is Ghetto Mozart. We're playing some Schedule 1 today, and we are on my main world. Now, if you've been following along, just a few days ago I released a bungalow build. Turned out really good for a meth cook, but in our last video we took it all down again. I'm rearranging my world to set up, yeah, I'll have to explain this more in detail as we're building, but pretty much we're going to have the most demand for weed. So yeah, we're going to set up a cocoa grow here, and the docks grow is going to be our weed. So yeah, this is no longer going to be a mess facility. Let's change this to cocoa facility. Now, how I've thought this out, I think this is going to work just great. Fully automated, 2 botanists, 1 chemist, 1 cleaner, 1 handler. The idea is just for the handler. Now he's going to have to unload into both the chemistry stations, or I'm sorry, both of the cauldrons. He's going to have to fill those with gasoline, so that's 2 routes. And then he's just going to have to supply or stock a supply shelf for these botanists. So that should be a total of 5. I'll show you that here in a minute. But before we get into the build, I was looking at some statistics on my channel, and it seems like 97.5% of you aren't subscribed. I 100% absolutely love that you guys are watching. Thank you so much. But if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe. It really helps out. Leave a like too once in a while. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this build. Right now I'm thinking of using drying racks, but I'm not sure on that. So I think I'm going to put all of the air pots, since we're using cocoa, we're going to put all the air pots in this back room here. Now, air pots are better for yeah, cocoa plants. Let's move this stuff. Seems like it's kind of in the way here. Yeah, air pots are best for cocoa plants. There's a YouTuber named Big Willie that did a deep dive on this. But yeah, comes out that for cocoa, air pots are way better. But for weed, the moisture wickening pots are like 1 or 2% better. So yeah, we're using air pots. I'm gonna guess we'll get rid of these shelves too. I'm gonna try and put. Let's do this here. Okay, we're gonna have to move our supply or our extra supply shelf here too. I'm not sure where to put it. I'm alright here for now. Front room. That. Oh yeah, our trash cans too. But this new update, you guys notice that it's a square instead of a circle. That's pretty awesome. Now, we're going to be able to fit all the racks in here. That's the question. Racks are odd. I believe that workers walk up to them like this. They don't go from the side, so I'm not sure if this would work. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Yeah, I think we'll have all 4 of them on the side there. Okay, looks good. Just to make sure this trash can. Yep. The green area is where they'll pick up for this trash can. It looks pretty spot on. Now for cocoa, of course, we're gonna need that chemist, and got all kinds of supplies in here. So we'll need a cauldron, or 2 cauldron, 2 lab ovens. We'll need these lockers. We won't need any more trash cans for now, because chemists don't make a mess with their supplies. And I'm thinking the cauldrons I'm gonna put like right here. I think that looks kind of good. I usually block off this entrance just so it's a bigger room. And then lastly, ooh, lag spike there, wow. Lastly, let's go ahead and, yeah, I think we'll put both the lab ovens there too. So we actually have a crap load of room. Yeah, so 2 botanists, 6 pots per, and then 2 drying racks per. So that should be 12 total pots, which we have, and then 4 total drying racks. Good. And for the chemist, okay, well, that was a pretty easy setup there. Oh man, I'm lag. Did you guys see that lag spike there? What's going on? I don't think I have Steam downloading anything. I hope that's not it. For lockers, I think I'm gonna just stack them right here. I like to put them on the wall so you can see whose locker it is. But even then, when they have the names on them, it's hard to see if it's like a handler, a cleaner, a chemist. I hope that these eventually get some type of color coding or something like that. But for now, I'm just going to stack them all up there. We'll just fill every single one with 6,000. Sweet. Absolutely love these lockers, by the way. A 1x3 area compared to, you know, the bed of 2x6 or 2x8. Or, I'm sorry, 2x4. Yeah, pretty awesome space saver. Now, let's go ahead and set up the chemist. We'll assign her a locker. The first locker. And stations, we want the cauldrons to be first priority, so we'll set those up first. And then lab oven, lab oven. Let's go ahead and manage this cauldron. Destination, lab oven. Destination, lab oven. Now we kept these safes here. I thought this was a pretty good spot for the outputs. So we will do final product from just one lab oven. Now we had these separated in different rooms, but this is a much more compact build since we only need 12 pots. So we'll just say from one lab oven on both of these. One lab oven, and we'll set the destination on this one, that safe, that one to that safe. Alright, so we have the chemist set up. Let's go ahead and get the cleaner set up. He'll be easy. I'll put him as the last locker. He's only gonna have one trash can. We could place these one in each room, but like I said, the chemists right now don't make a mess with their supplies, so there's no real reason. But we will keep these here just in case a future update soon it might be fixed. Alright, let's go ahead and get this handler a locker. Get the rest of the 2 workers a locker. Alright. And last botanist here. Sweet, so they're all paid, they're all assigned lockers. We got the cleaner and the chemist set up. Let's go ahead and do the handler. So for the handler, we will need a shelf. Actually, we're going to use 2 shelves for this build. We should have plenty of room just to lay out the routes here. Priority 1 is going to be supply shelves. So we know that the last 2 routes we're going to want to load the cauldrons. Now we want those to be the last 2 priorities because cauldrons use up barely any gasoline, and that's all that Eric's going to be stocking them with. So loading dock 1, 2 routes here. Make sure they the end routes. Cauldron to cauldron. Alright. Now, where do we want this supply rack? Usually I'll have one right here. You have one right here. That's not bad right there. We can have one right here. It's kind of, I know it's doesn't do anything right now. I mean, we can use the sink, but kind of cool to keep the countertop open. We're gonna have plenty of room, so why not? I'm gonna put this here, and I'm gonna rearrange this cauldron. I know we just set it up. We're gonna do something like that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's reset up this destination. Hopefully it's this one. Yep, cool. And then we have to reset up this route. Make sure that's, yep, okay. Now, other routes. So this, we're going to make our supply shelf. So loading dock 1, directly to supply shelf. Let's label that so I don't forget. So this is going to be Botanist Supplies. And I think he'll be able to reach this storage unit, or this storage rack, hopefully. But the plan is to do this. It's first priority to this storage rack. And then we're going to do one more to this storage rack. Alright, so that's 2 full shelves full of supplies. But we need to take, as his last route, this storage rack supplying this storage rack. Alright, you see how I did that? So this is the supplies that we plan on the botanist to take from. Priority 1, he will fill this shelf. After this is filled, if there's still supplies from the deliveries, he'll fill this shelf. And then once this shelf needs more items in here, he'll take it from this second shelf here to this one. So it should just help run a little bit longer. I don't think we'll need any more routes for the handler. So that's, yeah, all 5 pretty clean set up there. He's not going to have any assigned stations either, because we'll be processing all out of the barn. So let's, I forgot we got to reassign this cauldron removed. So let's do that. Make sure it's the first 2 stations, so it's first 2 priority. And then all we gotta do now is set up the botanist. Yep. So Sarah and Michael. Supplies. Let's set that up for both of them right now. The supply is just going to be this shelf right here. We just labeled. And then let's go ahead and give Sarah here. She's going to have 6 pots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I hit the wrong button, but she's also going to have 2 drying racks. We'll give her the ones on this side. Okay. And then this other botanist. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. And then the 2 drying racks. Okay, now all we have to do is set up the item filtering. It's a little tedious, not hard, just takes a little bit of time. And let's set up the destinations on all these. Let's see, this is going to be cocoa. You know, we are going to use a drying rack. I know Heavenly is not required, but it's kind of fun to do it anyways. So yeah, Heavenly for all these cocoa plants. Hopefully no complaints from the unsilent majority. Or minority, I don't know. Oh yeah, okay, so lost track of my train of thought there. We'll manage 2 drying racks. Again, I'm just left clicking without selecting anything when I'm hovering my clipboard. If you hit E, you can manage both of these at the same time. See that? So we'll have both of these going directly into the cauldrons. Now the reason I like to do this, you can of course have them go to a rack and then have a handler move it over, but it just saves a route going directly into the cauldron. In addition to that, the cauldron has a 4 inventory space, so this can hold 80 cocoa leaves. That's a ton. So I don't really see a use for an extra storage rack or anything. I like to take my drying racks directly to the cauldrons. It kind of saves a step. So let's do the same thing for these two. Left click 2, hit E, destination, this cauldron. Now we already got that set up. Just double checking these. Alright. So the last things we should have to do is these pots. Again, you can manage all these pots at once. So go ahead and select all 12 of these. Saves a ton of time. Hit E. Seed any. This time I might regret this, but this time I think we're going to keep them cocoa seeds in the bungalow. So yeah, we'll do that. Additive 1, we are going to use fertilizer. Although it'd be kind of cleaner if we didn't. That's okay. And then additive 2, we're not going to use anything. Destination, we're going to have 3 per drying rack. So let's unselect a bunch of these. If you just right click, it unselects all of them. So 1, 2, 3, manage. Destination to this first one. Right click to unselect those. Left click, select 3, destination, drying rack, right click. 1, 2, 3, E, destination the first one, and then one more here. Right click to get rid of it, hit E, that destination. Alright, right click again, make sure you're not selected. These are all set up, these look good. We're only putting fertilizer. That looks good too. Okay, now, here's the fun part. This is the new part of the update. Now, I don't think we have to do this, because I believe only cocoa leaves can go in here, and only gasoline. I think I've tested this before the patch came out. But we're going to do it anyways. We're going to put it's really cocoa leaves, but I like to call it cocoa leaves. Cocoa leaves, only thing allowed in there. Do that. One more. And the last one. Okay. Then gasoline for this. And that's good to go. It's only going to allow cocoa leaves in there and only gasoline in there. Now again, I think the cauldrons already do that. But just to make sure, and just so it looks nice, cocoa leaves, we'll do it on this one too. And cocoa leaf, gasoline in this one. And then we're going to go ahead and set up the, not in there, the shelves. Alright, so this we're going to be using cocoa seeds. Cocoa seeds. Now we're going to have fertilizer. Okay, that should work out great. We're going to do 3 of them, cocoa seeds. Do 2 of them, the soil. Make sure it's extra long life soil. That's a 3-use one, the blue one. Soil again. And then this is going to be the fertilizer. Now we don't have to use fertilizer. If we wanted to, we could just dry out to whatever quality we want, but I feel like that would take a really long time. So yeah, 3 cocoa seeds, 2 soil. Let's make sure it's the 3-use long lasting, or extra long lasting, and then 3 fertilizer. And we'll set this rack up the exact same way. And this will be almost ready to go. 3 cocoa seeds, soil. You can do this in any order, by the way. You don't have to do it like this. This white listing only allows for these items to go in, so it really doesn't matter in the order that you filter these. Oops. And fertilizer. Alright. So just double check all this here. 332, 332. Let's put down a bed so we sleep. It's a little dark outside, huh? Is the bed in here? Yep. Are we gonna have room for a bed in here? Yeah. I think I'll put it right there. Oh yeah, I finally gave my dealers some product. I had a few comments saying I'm wasting time not giving them to dealers, which, you know, that you've got a point. There's probably like 2 or 3 in-game weeks where I didn't have anything to my dealers. But I'm also doing an experiment here. I'm going to do a video on this, but check this out. I'm trying to set up my dealers according to the customer's drug affinity. So meaning that, you know, all these customers, just for example, all these customers like meth. I set this up specifically for Benji. Benji's going to be our meth dealer. But look how much he's sold already. I gave all these guys the same product at the same time. Brad does not have meth customers. I think Brad's customers, let me check here. I think Brad's customers prefer weed. And look how much more Benji has sold than Brad. 3 to 4 times as much. So that is... This is the first time I've checked this, so I'm kind of amazed at this. I think this dealer setup is really, really going to help. And then... Oh, wow, look at this. So, Wei Long... Sorry, I'm getting kind of excited here. Benji has all meth customers. The middle 4 do not. Alright, so the middle 4 have meth, coke, and weed customers. So look how much these middle 4 have sold. Alright, still pretty good, between 7 and 14,000. But look at Benji, 24,000. And look at Wei Long. He's got all these customers. Their drug affinity is by far cocaine. And look how much we've sold. So I think this experiment's going to turn out really well. That is insane. But I will make a video on that. I just wanted to make a side note. I saw that the dealer sold about 50K yesterday. I got way off topic there, but I'm super pumped about that dealer setup now. It's cool when an experiment comes together and it works like you expect it to. But let's go ahead and wrap this up, I think. We will... I forgot to make a delivery. Maybe we'll make a delivery and let this run. Oh my gosh, do you see that lag? Whoa. Okay, for this to fully run, let's see, we got 12 pots. It's going to be a little wacky at first here. And then we can hold 60. So if we order like 72, is that right? 72, that'll be 12 pots for seeds, and then there'll be 60 left over on the shelves. I think that's right. So let's go ahead and order that to Bungalow 1. Hopefully I'm doing that math right. And then we'll go ahead and order from... I'm going to do Dan's Hardware. We'll do 72 fertilizer. Ooh, and what's 72 divided by 3? Is it 24? 60, yeah, 72. Okay, so that works out pretty well. We will have an extra... No, that's fine. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's go ahead and order this to the Bungalow as well. Again, we're doing 72. I'll show you so we can visualize this. These racks, 3 slots each for each seeds and fertilizer. So 3 plus 3, 6, add a 0, 60. And then same for the soil, but we'll have plenty of room for the soil. But yeah, this turned out pretty clean. I'm gonna maybe wait for those to get here, and then I'll wrap it up when they've arrived. Alright, we're pulling back up to the Bungalow in just enough time. And we can see them starting to unload. Cool. Putting that on the shelf, right in the filtered area. Just a side note too, this is this item filtering is only for the workers. Now, this metal sign I can put anywhere, like shift click it in. See that? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really filter for you. This is only for the workers, so just a side note on that. But yeah, this should work just fine. I'm going to help him speed this up so we can maybe see him all start working. This other delivery should be here 30 seconds. So yeah, as it's arriving, I'll put these cocoa seeds back in so he can unload them. But yeah, I think this turned out pretty clean. Yeah, we actually have a ton of room in here. I think it's because of these lockers. The lockers are freaking awesome. And yeah, this is the full build. Once this delivery van gets here and they unload just a little bit, we're gonna wrap it up. 3 minutes. Alright, Eric is getting right to work. Put this in here so he can do it. And we'll swap this just to make sure he's putting everything in the right area. Yep. Soil in the filtered soil area. And that's what the botanists were waiting on. So they got soil now. They're going to start working. Sweet. Alright. Well, I'm going to go ahead and consider this a success. Now, this turned out great. I'm happy with it. And there's plenty of room if you guys want to copy this build. You can rearrange and yeah, do whatever you want. But hey, if you guys like this type of video, this kind of tutorial, go ahead and leave a sub and leave a like. Leave a comment if you really liked it. But I really appreciate all my viewers. I really appreciate all you guys watching. And let me know if you like this video. Thank you for watching and have yourself a great day.